Hey guys, welcome to another video, Purple Political Talk here, and today we're going to be talking about the 2020 presidential election and look at what is Joe Biden's strategy to win the election. So we're going to look at different polling numbers that we have from a lot of different places, look at some states where we see him actively campaigning, and try to pinpoint where is he truly trying to campaign to maximize his chances at the presidency. So before we begin, please remember to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications to be up to date with our latest content. So let's get started. So looking at the electoral map, this map could look a little bit different. I mean, the margins don't really matter because, of course, there's going to be some likely states that are currently denoted by safe red. But I'm just going to leave blank the states that I think are going to be the biggest bones of contention in 2020, in the sense of being tipping points that decide the 2020 presidential election. So these states include, but are not limited to, states like Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania in the northwest, or in the north Midwest, and then we have in the Sun Belt, North Carolina, Florida, and Arizona. So essentially, Joe Biden has two chances at the presidency, or two strategies that he could go for. He could go down for the Sun Belt. He could sweep those areas, and Donald Trump could win everything else. He still wins the election. Or he could also go with the move of winning the Midwest and not focusing on the Sun Belt. So we're going to pinpoint the states where he is currently actively campaigning. He's running ads and he's doing all of that. So in the Rust Belt, he's doing very good. He's kind of been focusing campaigning there. He's campaigned in Pennsylvania and he's campaigned in Wisconsin. He's headed towards Minnesota within the next couple of days. So let's suppose that he wins Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Game over. Donald Trump can't win, even though he might win Arizona, North Carolina, and Florida. So this is going to be the easiest map for Biden to make. Win the Rust Belt, everything's over. But there is some instances where we can tell what his strategy is. For a long period of time, we saw him focusing a lot on the southern states. When it was his VP pick, he was trying to pick someone that would appeal to those black southern voters that needed to come out for him in the masses for him to be able to win. But now we're seeing something very clearly. He's focusing on the Midwest. And look, this is somewhat of a smart move in my opinion. 2016 was a learning curve for the Democratic Party. 2016 was able to teach them that, look, you might have minorities down, but the white working class voters up in those states, they truly care about the economy and all those different things. The economy is in shambles right now. So honestly, if Joe Biden goes there with a good message, he could probably win there. However, maybe giving up on those states in the Sun Belt, not such a good idea. He's still campaigning there, but his campaign momentum is not in the Sun Belt. Yes, he's performing very well actually in Florida and North Carolina and Arizona for Democrats compared to past years. However, you have to look at this election in another point of view, which is kind of the point of view of voter enthusiasm, which is a big part of 2016, as well as generally speaking, are you gaining in polls or are you going down? And in the Sun Belt, we saw that Joe Biden reached his peak. It was about 5% in Arizona. It was like almost 6% or 7% in Florida. It was around 3% in North Carolina. That was a lot. So now we can see that he's starting to lose some of that support in North Carolina. He's only ahead narrowly. Florida, he's more than halved his lead. In Arizona, he more than halved his lead, which is not great for him because let's suppose that he loses Wisconsin, he wins with Michigan and Pennsylvania, and he loses everything else. That means that Donald Trump narrowly wins the election. So his strategy is based in the Midwest. And I would like to say and make the comparison to Joe Biden's strategy during this election is put all your eggs in one basket and see how it pays out. This is sometimes a good move. This is a risky move, definitely. If Joe Biden ends up going down on the last day of the campaign, has this huge blow up or some scandal of any sort that really damages his campaign, we're honestly going to see something very interesting when it comes to what might end up happening. Because if he does something bad or does something bad that affects the Midwestern voters, he's screwed. He has no options to go and get more votes or go replace those electoral votes. And let's say he says something bad about a worker in Michigan. Again, this is a big hypothetical. He put all his eggs in the Midwest basket, so he's going to have to go to the North Carolina or Florida or Arizona to get those votes. And essentially, electorally, there's some strategies work, some don't. This election, I would say that using the put all your eggs in one basket type situation might be a smart move for Biden because he is trying to gain more territory and he's not defending as much. Compared to Donald Trump, who's actually defending a lot of territory. I mean, he's defending Arizona, Florida, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Ohio, Wisconsin. He's Iowa, Texas, Georgia. He's defending so many states that his focus is truly not going to be in some certain states. So maybe that strategy is a good strategy after all. However, here's some things about we must also analyze. Joe Biden, we know that he does very well early on in the campaign, and it's not about what Joe Biden can do, but about what Donald Trump has done in the past. And when it comes to campaigning in 2016, Donald Trump did very good at the end. Of course, the October surprises really helped him out, but again, we don't know what that's going to be. And once we know what the October surprise is, I think the election is going to be very crucial. And here's the thing as well. This election won't really have an October surprise that much because most people are going to vote very, very early on due to the pandemic. So, honestly, we could say that the October surprise has been the pandemic. And realistically, that changed the course for this election. And at this point in time, Joe Biden has been able to get the pandemic and use that for him to go on and get more popularized because some people lost their businesses. Some people are not able to go back to their normal lives. The economy was in shambles, or it currently is. So if you look at recent polling, before the pandemic or early stages where people were saying Donald Trump's doing the most he can, he's doing okay. Where Joe Biden was leading in polls by essentially 10% nationwide, or leading at 10% nationwide during his peak. But before, he was only leading by 4 to 5 to 6 points. The pandemic and Black Lives Matter really affected the race. Mid-July, we saw Donald Trump dive in the polls. Joe Biden skyrocketed. We saw the leads get up to 13%. And essentially after that, after the economy starting to recover, Donald Trump's coming up, as well as some of the more later Black Lives Matter dilemmas where we're seeing a lot of violence. So all of those different things really going to affect the minds of certain voters. But here's the thing. With Joe Biden, he is taking a risk. And he's leading in Minnesota, he's leading in Wisconsin, he's leading in Michigan, he's leading in Pennsylvania. He should have those locked down. He's narrowly leading in North Carolina. He is narrowly leading in Florida, and he's narrowly leading in Arizona. So, honestly, what really will do it for Biden here? If he ends up losing one of the Rust Belt states, he will definitely need to win some state in the Sun Belt, because if not, it's going to be a lot harder for them. And honestly, Joe Biden is capable of doing it, because although he's been a long time politician, that which right now, due to how populist the country has become on both wings of the party, both the right-wing populist and the left-wing populist, we can see that right now Joe Biden's strategy is to appeal to those voters, and he's started to gain some more populist aspects. And I think honestly, at this point in time, with the way the campaign is going, the Joe Biden strategy is very clear. Midwest, everything goes there. And then he's kind of forgetting about states like Arizona, North Carolina, and Florida, which in this case of Arizona, it's going to be a lot easier because Donald Trump pulled out the ads from there. And honestly, at this point in time, it's going to be a game of how can Joe Biden make sure that he gets guaranteed an electoral victory. And the Midwest is the easiest way to go, and we've been saying that for a long time. Now, again, he's taking the risk, like I've been saying, which is a dangerous move, because let's suppose, like I said, something bad happens in the Midwest, the election might be completely over for Biden. However, that is currently not happening, and everything is doing fine in the Midwest. So for now, Joe Biden's strategy to win the election is extremely smart. He's leading in pollsters. He's focusing to make sure he can grab the lead. And then if he can win any other states, great. And I feel like if he loses in North Carolina, Florida, Arizona, there's not going to be any bad feelings if he wins the election. So overall, Joe Biden's strategy is very interesting, and it really has changed from before being Sunbelt based to now going on kind of strictly on the Rust Belt when it comes to in-person campaigning, which he just recently started to do. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please give it a huge thumbs up, like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications to be up to date with our latest content. Hope you enjoyed the video, and goodbye.